So before I'm gonna start the stream, I'm just testing my mic, which I'm doing currently. So, um, yeah, just wait about a minute, and I need to hear back the audio. Okay, my mic is very, very quiet. Well, quiet, but I guess it'll do. It's very clear because my old mic, it was getting degraded every day, and it was becoming a real pain because if you watched the server gameplay I uploaded yesterday or the day before, um, you'll notice that you can literally not hear my voice at all, and like Tristan, Colton, and Jeremiah's voice just overpowered me completely. So I bought this new mic today, and it's pretty clear, but it's rather quiet, which is a shame. So maybe if I don't know, I guess this will do. Just let me know in the comments how it is. But anyways, the stream. So continuing on with the South Kandarin. I nearly forgot what I was working on then. This is South Kandarin. So like I do on every stream, I'm going to sort of tour you through what I'm doing. It's only me this time on the stream. You know, it's sort of like an out of the blue stream, and I just really want to sort of test this mic on a stream as well, as well as build, because I want to work on the project. So, South Kandarin. It is the area south of Ardoing. Kandarin is pretty much like, I don't know, like a massive chunk of the members' land. So, I don't know, City's Village, the Barbarian Assault Place, the Fishing Guild, Ardoing obviously, and like places like Yanil and all that stuff, as well as like the Fight Arena. So this is why it's called South Kandarin, because it's the south side of the region or kingdom, if you would want to call it that. So, touring you through, we have just obviously at the beginning, at the top, we have the Ardoing lands. You can see the mansion, you can see the bridges leading into Ardoing. You got the player-owned mansion, you got the Ardoing dock, and you've got some houses, as well as you can see Witch Haven in the distance. So, in the actual sort of like area where you'll be able to sort of play, you have the clock tower, you have the monastery, which I need to, if I get rid of the trees, I need to sort of like edit the texture to link it up, because I did move the monastery in the last stream, but if I put the trees back on, you can see like they're inside, so I need to edit that at some point. Zooming out, we have the Tower of Life, which is a very custom. It's not my creation. It's actually a mod I downloaded. But yeah, it's a very. I didn't want to like just to be another typical tower stacked with buildings, so I just went with that. It's got a nice atmosphere. You know, it's got the rocks, which is rather suitable because it's close to the ocean or sea. And then we have the Necromancer's Tower right in the corner of the penicillin, or whatever you want to call it. So, the main area is what we worked on last time. This is the Fight Arena. So, the Fight Arena, it's not really got any use at all in RuneScape. You do one quest there, and that's it. So, what we're looking to do in Molior RS is make the Fight Arena area, because there's tons of Khazard troops around. So we're going to make the Fight Arena some sort of like replayable, I don't know, mini game or D&D, where you can do it like once a day and you get a sum of gold, depending on how far you survive the monsters. So Port Khazard is pretty much going to be looking into, you know, sort of like a town. So that's what we worked on last time. And Port Khazard is over here, which has sort of got the same atmosphere as the Fight Arena. I haven't worked on Port Khazad yet. I've only got the very basics down, like the terrain, the buildings, and all that stuff. To the south, which is undetailed, this is the outskirts, so you can't go to this area. But obviously, I'm going to sort of detail this area at some point. But this area is where Yanil will be pretty much. But you can only access the wall, so I've only sort of like detailed up to the wall. At the moment, I was just building on the wizard's, what you call it, watchtower, not wizard's tower, the watchtower, which is on the sort of like the corner of the wall. I've gone with a slight custom build to it, if you'd want to call it that. If I grab this wall here, and then turn that around there, you'll now sort of like, I don't know, get the idea of what I'm on about. So, if you know, if you, I don't know, if trying to think of how it would work. So normally with the wall here, there's the tower sticking out, and then I'm in RuneScape at the moment, so I'm trying to look as well as commentate on it. Then you got like the hedgerow going north, and then you got the tree gnome maze, which is just completely massive here. So what I've done is, Yanil has two entrances. It's got one on the left, you know, where you come from, like the ogres in the castle wars. Then you've got the one on like the northeast, which you come down from the fight arena. So I didn't want it to be like buildings stacked up to make some sort of tower, and this building here looks relatively the same as the one in RuneScape, but it's got this arch with sort of like pretty much an archway with doors on each side. So I thought, you know, why not just make another entrance into Yanil? You can't get enough entrances. Yes, Doggy Blue, that was suggested on our last live stream of the fight arena. We didn't want it to be sort of like you just camping there for gold, and I don't know. We don't want it to be like I don't know, say like fight arenas, or we already have the Dominion Tower built in the desert modules, so we don't want to sort of like well, for example, you know, you got the fight arena, you've got you've got the fight caves, and then you've got Dominion Tower. So obviously fight caves is for the fire cave, and the Dominion Tower is for quest bosses. What we will probably do for the fight arena is to make it like a low tier survival wave. So I guess you're sort of right, but you can only do it once a day, and the rewards are I was gonna add. So obviously, you need to make it replayable. So you know, we need to make it interesting so people would go there all the time. But we slightly I planned on adding some sort of cosmetic reward, which pretty much when you do fight arena quest, you get the Khazad medium helmet and the plate body. So it would have been cool if you if you continue to do the waves, you get like a Khazad kite shield or a Khazad sword, which is like the equivalent to like I don't know, mithril armor. But you know, it's a good way to sort of like take a break from what you're doing, and I don't know, just kill some monsters and get some I don't know, free. The chances would be high, but you know, get some cool looking free armor. So I don't want to build the tree gnome maze because that is an incredibly amount of work which I'll have to do at some point off camera. I think I said I'd do it off camera last time, but yeah, it's a massive amount of work. So what I'm actually going to do is very, very quickly, and bear with me, so you're going to see a blank, you're going to see the tool sets so like stay where it is for a minute. I'm going to calculate the distance, and I just punched the guard. I'm going to calculate the distance from the wall to the maze. So 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So 17 squares from this wall and the tree gnome maze. So if I put my mesh on, one of these boxes here is, if I pull on an angle, one of these boxes is 6 tiles in RuneScape. So something from it. So it was 6. What did I say? I said 18 or something. Um, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Let's just go with 18. So we got 6, 12, 18. So the maze starts on this line here. So there's a small wall going upwards, which I'm going to have to build. It comes from the tower, so I'm just going to find a wall to build. Now, like I said, I didn't want to build the Trino maze, but I do like to get my sort of my bearings on where I need to build and whatever. So I'm going to make this wall 2D, pretty much. I think, yeah, I got that right. Wait, add another 0 in there. Okay, there we go, that will do. Okay, so 6, 12, and the maze starts actually on the pub, so my bearings are a little bit out, but again, it doesn't really matter, I can always go custom. So 6, 12, 18, 24, 30. So I'm going to do 30, so it's going to be, the wall's going to be 2 times as long, so I guess that's fine, you know, it's not going to be game breaking, but it's a shame it happened, but oh well. So I'm going to put these walls down. Trust me, if you think these walls look bad, I'm going to be editing them maybe in a bit, maybe later. There's like a hedges in front of the wall, so in the end you don't really see the you don't really see the walls because, you know, there's hedges in front of it. I'm going to put that down, then move it. So anyway, the point of the stream, you can always ask like any questions, and you know, normally streams are sort of like an FAQ and all that stuff. So if anybody has any questions, just feel free to ask, and I'll answer them as honestly as I can. So let me get rid of the mesh so we can see. So there we go. So that's pretty much the wall for now. So I'm just gonna leave it like that. That's all I wanted to do. So the fight arena, I would say, is pretty much I don't know, pretty much done to the standards of like landscape wise. You know, we got the muddy paths, really nice detailed arena, and yeah, pretty much that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go. Ooh, one thing I do need to do is smooth this terrain here, so it's not like some random drop off. So it goes smooth there. I know it goes to like a steep there, but yeah, the other bits we need to flatten down. So, Doggy Blue, the only one commenting, so, will there be loading zones for these areas, or will it be all loaded at once, or loaded in one huge part of it when... It's, okay, it's rather similar to RuneScape, but it's not. So, if I show you now, so, and let me save this just in case anything bad happens. And it'll be a good example because I can show you very clearly where I'm going and all that stuff. So give me a second while Ardoing loads, and I'll show you exactly how it works. You might be able to view some of the gameplay videos we've done, but I normally cut out the loading screens. But I'll show you right now on how exactly loading screens work. The game Neverwinter Nights 2 is from 2008, I believe. It's a 32-bit game, so it's not really the most powerful as it can be, so there's always limitations. And especially, you know, if you could, the graphics in like, you know, the graphics in all this stuff, it's impressive for a game of what it is. If, I don't know, if you're in Lumbridge and, you know, every area was loaded, you know, pretty much everything in Ardoing would be still running. You know, say if there was NPCs walking around, the data and sort of like the performance those NPCs need to walk, they would take an effect on your sort of like your FPS and your pretty much RAM. So that's just RD. So if you take into account every single NPC in game moving around at the same time, your PC would literally, no joke, set on fire. So, right, this is RD. and obviously what we're building is south RD, so which is south of our doing. So let's say I'm in game at the moment, just getting a camera position. So let's say I'm in game at the moment and I'm running along the path, and I hit the bridge. So I'm at the edge of the map pretty much once I hit the edge of the bridges, and there's an area transition. So I'm going to run across the bridges, and I'm going to hit an area transition. So what this does, it puts me in a loading screen. The loading screen would be roughly like, I don't know, about 10 seconds. It really depends on the server stats. And then I'll load in, and I've loaded into an entire different area. So if I look behind me, I can no longer see, you know, RD. I can see the outskirts and like the rest of the bridges and you know, the mansion. But I'm in a completely different area, and I can explore a lot more further in. So I've got all these areas to explore now. So that's pretty much how loading screens work. I hope that answered your question. It can be sort of like annoying the loading screens at times, especially if you're going from like one area to another in a small sort of like confinement. But we try to remove, I don't know, as many loading screens as we can. But you do have to keep loading into each areas, which again, like I said, it's not really it's 50-50. It can be annoying, but it can't. One scenario would be, you know, running into shops. Say if you're in Varrock, you'd have to run into a shop, but you know, loading into shops, because they're so small and have nothing in them, they load pretty much fast straight away. But you know, if after you've done with a shop, you gotta run outside of the shop and pretty much go into Varrock, which is a really large area. I think it's one of the largest areas. Yeah, I'm gonna go on to Port Khazard. So I'm running there at the moment on my character in Runescape. I have no idea what you're on about, so I'm going to Google that. Mabingos. I don't even know. Sorry if I butchered that word. Oh, it looks like an MMO. But yeah. So that's sort of like how loading screens work. Once you get in game and start playing around and all that stuff, it becomes, you know, natural to you. And I'm going to sneeze, so be right back a second. Ooh, bless me. Right, so I am now at Port Khazard. So Port Khazard is a pretty rundown area, I'd say. So I've already got that feeling at the moment, but it just feels too bland and, you know, the same as what everything else is at the moment. So there's a few tree stumps around, which, you know, makes sense because you're going to be cutting down, well, the NPCs would have cut down, you know, trees to make, like, I don't know, the boats and all the other stuff, blah blah blah. So I'm going to put a tree stump down, like, here. Yeah, that's pretty much it. It's a very, quite, muddy, so I'm gonna add a few mud patches onto, well, not mud patches, but, you know, make it just, like a little bit brown, so we got that brownish, muddy feeling, especially in the middle area, so I'm gonna go around here. I don't want to ruin it by making it too muddy and, you know, too brown, but yeah, what I think I'm gonna do is go on the edges as well. You know, give that mud on the edge a lot more. I can't even talk. A lot of a more muddy feeling, because it's like it's a dock pretty much, and it's such a small you know, a small bit of, I always forget the word. It's like penicillin or something. Although that sounds like the drug, penicillin, but no, not that. Penicillin or whatever. Sorry if I'm butchering words all the time. But yeah, it's going to be sort of like more muddy because, you know, it's a dock, so it's going to have a lot more contact with water. So yeah, and also I need to fix that bit of terrain there. There we go. Around there. Yep, that will do. So there's a lot of, I know there's fencing around, which I'll probably actually do now. I'm not going to do it 100% like RuneScape because, I don't know, I'm streaming, so I don't want to be measuring fences and all that stuff, so I'm just going to add the basic ideas of where the fences are. So let's go with this. See, I don't really use this one much. No, the mesh ain't going to work, so it goes completely nearly all around, to be honest, so let's go all the way around from, let's go from there. It starts at the dock, so let's go from there. And put that there. So, server news, which is always exciting to talk about for me. Yesterday I have completed the armor calculations. If that doesn't make sense to you, pretty much the first time we made armors, I gave them stats. You know, like I don't know, a bronze, or I don't know, like a steel plate body would give I don't know, defense against slash, pierce, and like crush. Now the stats I used, they weren't working. Apparently they were they don't work in Neverwinter Nights 2 because it's Neverwinter Nights 2 and a lot of stuff can be buggy. So if you had like 10 HP and you were wearing like full rune and like yeah, pretty much full rune, and you went to kill like a level 1, and obviously if you had 10 HP there's a really good chance that you would die because of the fact that it's like you're wearing nothing. So you would be wearing full rune, but in reality you'd be wearing like pretty much bronze or no armor at all, to be honest. So obviously that needed to be fixed because there's always been that infamous joke of like, you know, getting one hit by chickens and goblins. And that's probably the reason why, because, you know, armors have never give off that defense. But yeah, now the armors give off a defense stats, so which is a really good, pretty much a really good beginning into the server. Tristan, to my knowledge, has completed fishing. Now, fishing skill, of course. Now, the skill itself is freaking amazing. It's really nothing like RuneScape. Well, it is like RuneScape, but the animations and the sound effects and all that stuff, it is really amazing. So, like, if you're using a rod, you would throw your rod out into the water. You see like the splash in the water. Your character like pulls the rod to where like the fish is and all that stuff, and it's really, really, really engaging. So that is the rather first fence. There's a lot of other fences around, so I'm gonna try and do them as fast as well, not fast, like, yeah, pretty much. Oh god, that house is floating. That cannot be right. Let me move that stump. Okay, there we go. No more floating house. Trying to figure out where the other fences are around here. So I'll just add these fences and then move on because, you know, I don't want to keep working on fences for all the stream. But yeah, that was the, you know, mine and Tristan's work at the moment for the server. Lindsay, who is new, she has been creating some interiors that we lost years ago. She's created the Wise Old Man's house, the farmhouse north of Port Sarim, and she's created a lot of houses and like inns for the houses we have in the road to Falador, where the Goblin village used to be, which is now a farm. So they now have interior, so which it makes it more sort of like realistic. So you aren't always running into like locked doors. But now she has those built. She is working on the White Knight's castle, which was lost due to it getting corrupt. So it'll be nice to have that sort of like interior back again. So let me just check it on Runescape. So it's roughly like, yeah, I'm gonna do these two fences next. There's only pretty much like two more, which is this path here. So there's like, I'm gonna make one going down, then one going around, pretty much. So let's do the one going down first because that would be the toughest. What did I use? I used C. So let's start there. I don't think that would be. Let's see. Let me put that down first. And get that one. If I can select it, holy crap. Okay, let me replace that. There we go. Get it into the level. And pretty much just line it up with the path, so you don't get no new players running out into the water. Which would sort of work because there's sort of like a beta fishing thing we have. This is up for debate in the development team at the moment. I suggested, well, I brought up, do we change Falador to the new Falador, or do we keep the old one as sort of like a nostalgia feel? And it's been mixed responses, pretty much. Not many people know which to do. I know Colton wants to keep the old one because he said for the nostalgia reason. But we have like the new Alcarid, which RuneScape. Well, when RuneScape 3 came out with the new Alcarid, I changed the Alcarid. I don't even think we had the old Alcarid. No, we didn't. But we built the new Alcarid instead of the old one, like the one in old school, pretty much. But the new Falador. What do you think? Should we build the new Falador or not? I've seen some concept pictures and like design. The layout looks rather the same. I know they've closed a lot of green, like Falador currently has a lot of green areas, and we fixed that problem already in the project. We added we added some custom areas which got rid of the green, so like the green open grass, because you know it is a city, and we added like extra houses and like NPCs pretty much. So that looks like all RuneScape has sort of like done as well, but obviously they've changed the. Although to be honest, I think I would like to change the castle of the White Knight's castle, because the one in game we got at the moment on the outskirts, it looks stupid. It looks nothing like a castle. It's just walls piled up. But that's just like the one. That's just like how the one is in RuneScape pretty much. It's just random layout of pretty much like castle walls. But it's not your basic castle. Pretty much, you know, it's got the. It's not like a boxed. If I could show you, it's not like this. Imagine this watchtower as a castle. It's not like, you know, it's got 4 towers, and then it's like a box shape. White Knight's castle is very oddly built. Oh, this bit is actually just flat. Not flat, just sand. So, let me get the sand on. Shit, not like that sand though. Let me put 50 maybe. Yeah, that'll do. Put that there, put that there. And there are a few palm trees on these islands, so I'm gonna search on the palm. I think what I'll do now, I'll work on the trees pretty much. If I can, I think it's a curly one. Nope. Where is is the coconut one? Yes, the coconut one. That's it. And there's just a single one over here, but I'm gonna add I'll add a date one. There we go. Yeah, that'll do. I'll edit them later, so they'll look a lot better. Actually, the sand is a lot different. It's not. I'm gonna actually change that sand because that sand looks horrible at the moment. So I'm actually gonna get the sand one on. That's actually really bright. So there we go. Then what I'll do is change the colour so it's not like some evil desert island in the middle of the evil water, which doesn't make sense. So it's like a beige colour pretty much, so let me get the beige brush on. You can click that. And now you can see the difference. Let me increase that to 30. There we go. There we go, there we go. That looks a lot better now. Yeah, we've got the Black Knight's Castle, the new version, in our project. I've seen the White Knight's Castle. It looks like an actual castle, not like what I was on about earlier, where it's like, you know, random, I don't know, random walls and hallways and all stuff. It definitely looks a lot better, but like I said, it really depends on our team because it's mixed in the moment. We might do a poll. I'm not quite sure, but we will have to see. It's like I said, it's mixed opinions at the moment. And there's 3 trees here, so 1, 2, 3. The Black Knight's Castle we have in game, it actually it looks really nice at the moment. It's definitely got a different feel to RuneScape's one. It's got the same layout and the design. In fact, it's actually 100% the same as RuneScape's, but the atmosphere just makes it feel like a lot more better. So if you go into the Black Knight's Castle in RuneScape at the moment, it feels like it's a dead place. You know, it's very too evil. I would say that sounds dumb because, you know, Black Knights are followers of Zamrock, blah blah blah. But it just feels like there's a certain line where you need to make something evil, but you need to make it so like civilized, pretty much. Where if you know the one in RuneScape, it's very dark and icy cold, and it just looks, I don't know. The design of it looks nice, but the atmosphere is bad in my opinion. So there's actually a mine here, which to the south here. So what I actually might do is, yeah, I know what I'll do. I'm gonna add. There's like random rocks, but what we do with mines is like mining rocks. We build a cave, like just a custom cave, and you can go in this cave. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna make this area here actually built into. Well, we're gonna make the back of the fight arena built into sort of like a hill, pretty much. Let me rough that bit up there, and let me smooth it down. There we go. And that looks relatively alright, I guess. Obviously opinions are welcome. What I'm going to do now is add some cave. Well, I'll add 1 cave because, you know, we only want 1 cave. I'll add that there, and I'll change the colour of it. Not the colour of it, change the ground so we've got this more cave looking area. And not like a random stick of rock sticking out of the ground. There we go. So now we've got a cave. I need to. There we go. So this mine here consists of tin, copper, clay. There's like a few mithril and a few iron. Surprisingly, a lot of people mine iron here because of the Yanil bank to the south. So I think it'll be nice, a nice secret training spot. You know, you got a cave full of like iron ore and copper ore and tin ore, and you can just run to Yanil straight after. But obviously this grass hilly area doesn't look the best, so I'm gonna throw in some texture of sort of like a cliff, and I keep messing up. There we go. So go on the cliff. If I can find the cliff. There we go, and give me a second. It is boiling hot in my room and I need to open a window. So I'm just gonna slowly go around, so like oh, was there too many textures? Ah shit, there it is. Let's add the mud then. Actually the mud ain't, well the mud is gonna cut it, but it's too low. So if we added like up on the really steep bits and you know, randomly spotted around, going down there, and it goes down this side. Yeah, it goes down that side. And do it around the cave, so you know there's a cave sticking out. There we go. So that looks slightly a little bit better. I think I will edit the colour, so like brighten in the mud. So we get that one, but I'm gonna do 2 colours. Put that back on 15. I'll put it on 15. Let's just go around the mud quickly. You won't notice it straight away, but it's slowly colouring the different patches. So it makes the area look a lot. It makes the mud look different, so it's not just like one texture. So what I'm gonna do now is get a. I'm gonna get a grey, and I'm gonna go over the grass bit. Let's put on 25. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Okay, we've got like a white effect going on at the moment. I don't know. Let's see. I guess if that could work, if I go around the edges a little bit more here. So if I go. There we go. I guess that looks slightly good. And I'm just gonna leave it like that for now. But I'm gonna add the. Grab that. I'm gonna add the trees, some dead trees spotted around. Let's add one on top of the hill here, but you go down. There we go. And let's add another one like here. So then, when we get low the shadows on, it's slowly, terribly covering up the cave. Now to the south we have the oak trees and the normal trees. I'm not going to try design. Well, not obviously I'm going to design, but I'm not going to sort of like place every single oak tree where there's an oak tree. And there's actually a crap ton of oak trees. Let's see how far these. Okay, they pretty much cover the entire strip going down from like here to there. So let's grab an oak tree. So I'm gonna pretty much just jab these around. Now I'm gonna hide the trees, which sounds dumb because I'm planting them. So I'm gonna put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Show the trees maybe. Okay, I'm gonna leave. There's a lot of normal trees, so we need those as well. So we don't want a crap ton of oak trees and then, you know, a pile of normal trees on top. So there's one just so like here, so there we go. Right, now to grab a normal tree. If I can find one. Okay, there's one. And now sort of like just fill in the gaps, so like, you know, you got the gaps here, so blah blah blah, 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 blah blah blah. Oh, I don't think there is actually triple guard, shouldn't have deleted that oak one. Let's put that down again. I think I can get a maple tree now. Okay, I can. There's just a lot of trees here pretty much, so we're going to make it like a smallish forest, as well as going along the wall. Let me see the hill, because I don't know if there's burnt trees or, you know, alive trees, so this hill here. And also I'm going to change the texture of it, so, because, okay, there's dead trees, and I may as well just detail this area here, so. Let me go on the dead trees, if I can find one over there. Come on, there we go. And just drop these around pretty much. All those trees are dancing. Right, go on the mud. Let's do the colour first. And okay, that is the alder trees and crystal trees. The only highest tree we've got at the moment is a magic tree, but obviously that's not even cuttable, it's just there for appearance. Alder trees will be easy to do because they're just this like big chunky, so like double the size of an oak tree. Crystal trees, that would be tough, but I would say it's doable, and I think I know how it would be doable. Okay, that is sort of like a hill, which is actually really high up. It's actually so high you can look over the Yanil wall, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to lower the Yanil wall. I'm going to select all the wall. 1, 2, 3, 4. So when you stand on this hill you can pretty much see over, so what I'm going to do is probably make it look like that. I don't know, that looks too low. Maybe if I rotated it around and get it on line with, I don't know, that maybe. Let's see what it was originally. So it was that. So if I put it on like the lowest, so like that. Yeah, I guess that'll do. It's on the same level, you can see like over it. But yeah, I like that. Right, there's spider webs, so let's do these spider webs. Let's get rid of that door. Let's type in web. Let's put one in the corner there. Let's put one in the building. Actually, that needs to be a little bit bigger. 1.5, 1.5, 1.5. And this increases heights. Oh, no mind. Keep it like that. And let's just spot some webs around pretty much. Is that house floating? No, it's not. Huh. It looked like it was floating for me. Yeah, we're just losing it. Let's do it back as well. So we need some on the back, definitely. Put some there. Let's turn these around. That would go well in that corner. And let's just add one more on this corner here. So we got the chimney covered in it. There we go. And add that. actually. There we go. So that looks very menacing. Citadels won't, because Citadels feel like it's just I know the limits of RuneScape engine. I know it sounds weird, but let's say we plan to add player-owned guilds, so you will actually own buildings inside the game. So let's say this tower here. So let's say if me and you, Doggy, let's say me and you owned a guild, we would buy this tower in game, and it would be our HQ. So it would literally be classed as our HQ, and not like some I don't know, Yanil dungeon entrance. It would be called our guild. Obviously, you know, not this building, because this building leads to Yanil dungeon. But let's say there's a building unused. We can just call it. We can buy it and then call it our guild. So it's not going to be some like floating castle in the sky, which is an instance. It will be an actual, like, pretty much like an actual building in game, similar to like the player-owned houses situation, but it will be an actual in-game. I'm gonna add some bushes around to make like this jungle more. I didn't add grass here. No, I didn't. Huh. Explains why it looks slightly different. I'll add a bush there. There we go. Okay, so now I need to hide the trees. Am I gonna save? So I had a bad feeling that the toolset would have crashed. If you'd want to buy a castle in the sky, that would cost you like, I don't know, 10 mil. For the clan camps, I assume would just be, say if right, say if me and a guild, we had a clan HQ in Burthorpe. Instead of us always running to Burthorpe, say if I was in like Falador, I could just go to a clan camp, use the portal and teleport directly into our HQ. So something like that, pretty much. Oh yeah, it'd be grass. But yeah, pretty much like that. But the castles in the sky, I don't know. It just doesn't seem right in my opinion. Like I said, Jagex, it just feels like that they did that because, you know, they couldn't do it in game, whereas we can do it in game. So why not take it like advantage of that? So I think we will. It'll be nice to see, especially with like how the player-owned houses will work and play out on the community. It'll be nice to see how player-owned guilds, especially like, you know, if you're a trading guild, you'd want to set up like a shop in Varrock with like your guildies. You know, well, say if we had like citadels in the sky, why would your shop be in a castle in the sky? And citadels and the training plots, you know, trying to get resources. I don't know. That seems really bleh. It's really just XP based in skill. You know, like the whole environment of clans with citadels is, I don't know. Because I used to be a clan leader in RuneScape. You know, I think everybody said about once in their life, but I ran a clan for 2 years, and it had like if we didn't kick anybody, we'd have had like 500 members. And this is RuneScape 3, so that's considered good in my opinion. But we were really active. We were doing events every day, and I joined the clan leader forums. And this is like where other clan leaders hang out, and you know, you can talk to. You'd get frequent activity from JMods, but the activity from JMods was there, but the whole thing was just, oh my god, it really wanted me make me quit RuneScape pretty much. Their excuse was you know, everybody always used to suggest like clan improvements. You know, like hey, why don't we add like more skill plots, or hey, why don't avatars do this or that? Um, the response was always no, because the servers were really stupid and they didn't have the manpower to do it. And Citadel was apparently the same size as, so like, the same working size as Alvin City, which is completely insane if you think about it, because the Alvin City has so much things there and it's so much more detailed. But I guess it's due to the fact that, you know, the Citadel, you can build stuff and move plots and all that stuff. So I've been streaming for 50 minutes, or 47 minutes. I'm gonna actually slightly wrap it up here, for two reasons. One, I need to try and, what I need to do for the next, before I do the next stream of this, I need to, not Yanil, but, get the tree gnome maze done, because then I know how far to build into. And the second reason is, I don't feel too good. Actually, I pretty much felt really bad all day, to be honest, and I've just got this massive, terrible stomach. So it's been quite painful to do a stream, but it's been nice as well, because I like talking to fans and showing the process on how we build. But I'm actually really liking the look of South Kandarin, especially with the wooden trees now. What am I? Wooden trees. Of course, trees are made out of wood. But you know, I like the effects we got here. So say if running past and I see this wall in the distance, I'm like, oh my god, what's this wall? So we climb over this hill, and then you actually see into Yanil, and obviously, you know, you would have like the Mages Guild in the middle of Yanil, which is this massive tower, and you would see it in the distance. But yeah, I'm really liking the look of this area. It looks really nice. For Castle Wars, you asked this last time, Doggy. Castle Wars would be a very last priority, because Colton, yes, that's one thing I didn't mention. I said I finished doing the arm stats. Tristan finished fishing, the skill fishing. Colton built the Jewel Arena, so yeah. Jewel Arena and the Wilderness are the only PvP things we like at the moment. Castle Wars, not yet. We would need to see how the community sort of like is first, and like how many people are playing before. Because like I said in the stream last time, you don't want to build like I'm actually gonna increase the size so you can see it more. We don't want to build like, well, say if we had Castle Wars and, you know, say there's like 50 people playing in game, and you know they're all in Lumbridge and Varrock and Falador. They aren't all going to run like over White Wolf Mountain into the wolves. They aren't going to run all the way through like Catherby, Sears Village, Ardoing, and go past the fight arena, go into Yanil, run past the ogres just to play a mini game where the rewards aren't really good, and it's safe PvP, but you can just do that in the Jewel Arena, which is like a stone throw away from Lumbridge. But yeah, this is the not Port Kazard, that is Port Kazard. This is South Kandarin at the moment, so it's not finished yet. So definitely the next time I stream this, I will 100% get the Tree Gnome Maze complete, which, well, not complete, just get the outskirts done, which is here. So thank you all for watching. I really hope you enjoyed. I'll probably stay around in the chat if anybody asks any questions, so feel free to ask any questions, but apart from that, thank you all for watching, so peace.